This episode of Breaking with Jalen is brought to you by, you guessed it, Training Table Sports Mills. Hey! Welcome to another episode of Breaking with Jalen. Today we'll be covering windmills, but first, I'd like to clarify some things about Training Table Sports Mills. I've read your comments and noticed that you guys think it fills up your body with supplements and chemicals that your body doesn't need, but that's not true. What is true is that it is loaded with natural nutritious things for the active athlete. And it works great for me because I don't always have time to sit down and wait for a home-cooked meal. It's quick and loaded with natural foods. And you know what the best part is? It is ready in only 90 seconds. For more information, check out the website below. Now it's time for some windmills. Alright, but before we get started, there's two things you guys need to do. Number one, pause the video and make sure your body is warmed up. And number two, make sure you have plenty of water because you're going to need it. Alright guys, now let's get to it. Again, this is how I do my windmills. It works for me and hopefully it works for you. So the first thing you want to do is get into a tabletop like this. And it could be different ways. If you go clockwise or counterclockwise, but I go clockwise. So what you want to do is you want to get into a tabletop, make sure your right hand's out in front of you, then you want to whip onto your back like this. You want to get comfortable into getting into like a backspin form because you're going to whip right into your windmill from there. Alright, step number two. Remember guys, this is a power move, so it won't be easy at first. I recommend you doing this for an exercise on your tabletops because you're going to need the pop off your windmill. So you want to get into your tabletop and pop. And pop. Remember guys, that's a really great exercise for your tabletops and your windmill. Alright guys, step number three is pretty easy. Since you've been familiar with your tabletop hops, this is when they come in handy. Alright, so you want to get into your tabletop form like this. Have your left leg behind you and your right leg in front like this. And you want to use the hop and pop up onto your back. This will help you speed up your backspin. Let me show you. Get the momentum and pop up into your tabletop. It will help you to use your shoulder blades and use that momentum to pop up into your tabletop. Let me show you one more time. You see, it might be hard at first, but it'll get easier along. Now step number four, it's very easy. It's just you speeding up the rhythm for step number three. Let me show you. That's all for today, guys. This episode of Breaking with Jalen is brought to you by, you guessed it, Training Table Sports Mills. Hey!